Big butt cheeks. Yeah, there's just too many good games coming out and too many
All right,
games
and
already
we
out
are live.
for me to devote the time to play through Dark. I mean, I don't know. How long
Facebook or
would it take
Facebook.
for me to beat this?
Twitch has told me so, and therefore I believe it.
Yeah,
Days.
my
It would
phone.
take days.
My phone agrees. Welcome back.
Thank you. I just realized I had someone else's stream on. Whoops. And that's closed. Now we're good.
Oh, okay. All right.
My bad. Now we're good.
Hey, welcome back.
Yay, I'm home.
Back from PAX.
Yay, PAX.
Right. Right. It's been a while since you and I have been on the show. You've been busy, it seems,
Mm-hmm.
with all these Nintendo events.
Yeah.
How are they going?
Bad.
Okay.
So the game plan was I was going to do 3 different Nintendo World Championship qualifiers, and hopefully one of them would work and I would qualify.
And what locations are these?
San Jose.
Yeah.
Hang on. San Jose, I was going to do Los Angeles, and I was going to do Seattle. And I have
Okay.
a cat who's freaking out here right now.
Okay.
I'm also being told we're pretty distinct. That's weird.
What?
Oh, wait. I think I know what's doing that. Hang on.
Well, why would
Everything's
we
broke.
why would we be distinct? The audio version will be fine.
Yeah, audio's going to be fine. The stream one's going to be... Hi, Bagel. Get off the camera. Man, it's like I'm really home. Hi, bud. Here. Stay right here. There we go. The desyncs fixed for the stream. So the plan was to do San Jose and then either Los Angeles or Chicago, and then either...
I thought you said Seattle.
Yeah, and then either Seattle or Miami.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I did San Jose,
Yeah.
and I got 3rd.
All right. Yep.
But it's a winner-take-all event, so it was useless.
Okay.
So at the San Jose event, one of the top 10 players of Mario Kart in the world showed up and destroyed and qualified, obviously. So I had a marker of what I needed to do for a time, and I couldn't figure out how to do it. It ends up there was a glitch that he was using to actually get that time. So I started trying to learn the glitch in that, but I also only had like a day or two before I had to decide if I was going to the next qualifier. So I decided...
These tickets must be pretty expensive if you're buying them like last minute.
Yeah, this is all like being paid for. That's the only reason I can do this.
Wait, really?
Yeah, we were going to do a video series on this. We are going to do a documentary of me trying to qualify for the tournament.
Okay, so you said were.
Yeah, I opted to not do Chicago/LA because more of the top 10 Mario Kart players in the world were going to LA,
Okay.
which meant that was completely useless to go to. And sure enough, they actually set better times than San Jose, so it was worth not going. And I didn't think I was going to be good enough to qualify in Chicago, and sure enough, wasn't either. I would have been like 8th place in Chicago.
Okay.
So I just opted to not go and save some money, basically. And sure enough, it worked out. I ended up doing some promo work for Ubisoft instead, basically. They asked me to do the Rabbids stuff around the time I decided to not go on this trip, so it just balanced out.
Okay.
And then I obviously couldn't go last weekend because it was PAX. So I decided, I'll go the weekend after, and that one's either Seattle or Miami.
Seattle's way closer than Miami.
Seattle's way closer, but I figured it would have been easier in Miami. But
There's
Miami...
a storm heading to Miami.
Yeah, Miami has been canceled because of the storm.
Right.
So the
okay.
only qualifier this weekend is Seattle, and I can't get my time down enough. I improved my time by about 2 seconds, but that's not enough.
Right.
My best time is like 1:16 something, and that's nowhere near the marker I need. So
What do
I
you
think
win?
the winners of the qualifiers win a trip for 2 to New York to actually compete in the actual Nintendo World Championship.
What do you win if you get that?
You win like a big ass trophy valued at about $3,000.
Okay. I was just saying, like, if you just want a trip to New York, you probably spent more
going
around.
Well,
You
here's
could've
the
just gone to
thing.
New York.
So here's the thing too. One of the qualifiers was in New York.
All right. Well,
So
okay.
yeah, like that seemed a little silly to me, but
I mean, they got the Nintendo store there, so
yeah,
of course.
but they did it in a Best Buy.
That's weird. That's
Yeah,
super weird.
it's a Best Buy promo.
Interesting. Okay. So when you were thinking of you were doing this documentary, were you doing like video journals or something?
Yeah, I was like recording some stuff on my phone. We had someone record a couple of my runs. I did like recap videos every night. I was in San Jose at least.
And are those ever going to see the light of day at this point?
They might. They might still.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
Like like I said, probably not doing Seattle, which is good because that would have been silly to come home for a day and then have to leave again. Because we got home Wednesday night from Seattle.
Couldn't you have just stayed in Seattle?
Where we were would have been too expensive. It actually came out to about the same price for like a flight versus a hotel.
Well, I mean, you could have gotten like a hostel or something. Like
I guess like I could have downgraded a bunch too, but like I wanted to
Yeah.
get something super close to the actual event. So
Okay.
I wouldn't have to worry about taxis and stuff.
Okay.
But like between like meals and stuff and travel and stuff like that, it's just easier to just fly.
Also,
So-
who you mean like Uber? Who still uses taxis?
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Old people probably, right?
I mean, sometimes like Ubers are very weird with the airport. Like you can't get now you can, but usually you couldn't get picked up at the airport by an Uber.
That's true. Those are sometimes usually weird. When I was in Peru, actually, we wanted to go to the airport, but Uber wouldn't go there. So like we couldn't select it on the map. So we just picked like a housing complex. I don't know, like half a mile away, and we were like, "Oh, we'll just walk." But the
Yeah.
guy kind of realized, "You guys are going to the airport, right?" And we're like, yeah." And he's like, "Okay, I'll just take you there." And it was like, "Cool, thanks."
Nice. Yeah, no, I know in Calgary Uber can't go to the airport or can't at least pick up from the airport because the taxis.
Right. Yep.
Seattle has a dedicated area for ride sharing now, and so did San Jose. So I guess America's catching up at least.
Yeah. Okay. So you're done World Championship, Nintendo Championship?
Probably, unless the Miami qualifier becomes a thing, and if I can get my time down enough. But I don't think it's worth it.
That's going to be such an expensive flight.
I know.
Like, there's nowhere further away. Right?
Yeah, I don't know. I think at this point it's a lost cause, which bums me out because I was real excited to get in, but every location so far has had like a top tier Mario Kart player, except for New York. The winner of New York was actually the guy who won the Nintendo World Championship in 2015, John Numbers.
If you say so. Okay.
Yeah, but like every other location so far has been won by like a guy who basically speedruns Mario Kart.
Right.
So
Who was paying for this? Like, who? Because you said you were getting paid for to make the documentary. Who wanted this documentary? Is it a Runaways guy thing or?
Yeah, it was gonna be a Runaway Guys thing.
Okay, so I forget what your parent company is.
We'll just say YouTube.
Okay, YouTube. All right, cool.
Yeah, but
Cool.
I don't know. I lost a lot of time practicing because I had to do work, and also another big thing kind of took priority over just sitting down and playing a video game over and over. I am now engaged.
Yeah, congrats.
Yay!
Clap sound effect. That was cool. So yeah, PAX. Do you want how much of about the engagement do you want to talk about? I don't know, man. This is your floor.
I mean,
How'd you do it? Thousands of roses?
no,
Was there like a spontaneous dance number? What are those called again?
it's a spontaneous dance number.
No. Flash mob. That's what they're called.
Flash mob. No, it was
Did
not
you
a
get a
flash,
flash
mob.
mob?
No, there was no
Okay.
flash mob.
All right.
It was a nice, quiet thing, basically in our hotel room.
Cool. Congrats. Can I see the ring?
I'm not wearing it.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
No, I was just real happy she said yes. I was super nervous about it.
Was there actually any doubt in your mind?
I mean, no, but like I wanted to like make it be good.
Sure.
You know-
I can totally see that. I'm just curious if there was an inkling of like, oh crap, what if she says no?
No, I was pretty damn sure she was gonna say yes. But
Was
like,
it one of those scenarios where you guys had like talked about it before?
yeah.
Okay, so then
So like
yeah.
it was like already a subject, but like I was trying to find a way to surprise her, which that was the biggest thing that kind of bummed me out about the situation was how do you surprise someone who knows it's gonna happen eventually, I guess.
I don't know. What?
I don't know.
How did you surprise her?
Well, she expected me to do it at a different time, so I just caught her off guard basically.
Cool. Did you like hide it somewhere?
Yeah.
Almost it.
No. No, she actually never.
Did you actually hide it in food?
No, and God, no, that'd be gross. I know people do that, but that's gross
Like
to me.
champagne, right?
Yeah. No, I hid it away with the throwing controllers gear, honestly, with our panel stuff. So that's somewhere I knew she wouldn't check.
Cool. Cool. Well, again, congrats.
Thank you. So we got a ways before we need to worry about the marriage, or the actual wedding, but
Right.
it's on the way.
Nice. But PAX, we should talk about PAX as well. What did you do at PAX?
Uh,
I should say Paul's not here.
Yeah.
In case anyone was wondering why he's being oddly quiet.
This is Top 10 Perspective. I'm John. That's Sean.
Yep. September 7th. But before we get into what we've been playing, what have you been PAXing?
So I'm gonna be real, dude. Not too much on the show floor interested me. We walked around the show floor in about an hour and a half on the first day. Played very little and left it at that. We just kind of enjoyed the PAX experience otherwise. Like, we went to the Twitch party. We hung out in the games room. I entered a couple tournaments.
What's a Twitch party like? Is it crazy?
It was at the aquarium. So it was at the Seattle Aquarium.
I don't think I've ever been there.
So imagine about like 1,000 drunk people wandering around an aquarium with open tanks.
Nice. Did anyone vomit in a fish tank?
No, someone did throw a drink over the pier into the ocean, and the cops almost kicked him out of the party. So
nice. I expected. Was there like a cool DJ?
They did have a DJ, yeah.
Okay.
They had a DJ that was isolated in one room. You could actually walk around. They actually had some staff on hand to talk about some of the things. So they actually had someone live feeding an octopus.
That's cool.
Which
I
was
have
really
not
funny.
Been to a party with an octopus.
That is true. That is a very rare thing to happen. So many people actually like surrounded the tank and just started watching it. It was really funny.
Yeah, I bet.
No, it was actually really cool just kind of hanging around there. They had like an underwater area like that would normally be there just to like look at the water, but they also had karaoke down there.
Cool.
It was cool just seeing a bunch of people I know from Twitch, either staffers or just like random people, some friends. I don't know, it was actually a little fun. And they gave out like white Twitch baseball caps to all the partners too as they left, so.
White, not purple?
Yeah, well the logo was purple, but the actual cap is white.
Okay. Did you get a hat?
Yep.
Cool.
I had something in my suitcase.
Wait,
somewhere.
is it a baseball cap or like a flat rimmed hat?
Baseball.
Weird, because like flat rims are like where it's at right now.
Don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So that was cool. What else? So I did play a couple games, like I said.
Okay, well why don't we go into that part? There we go. What have you been playing?
Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Oh man.
Yeah, that game's cool. That game's cool as shit. I'm super excited for that game.
Yeah.
Handles real good. It's a little complicated because there's like you have to figure out what all the buttons do.
Sure, but I mean like every new game.
Yeah. I didn't play Budokai that much, but like a couple of the combinations felt like Budokai. Like you could hold down like square and X, and you could do your charging.
I don't remember much about what actual inputs were, but I played it like all the Budokais a ton.
Yeah, I have a feeling you might actually be okay with the control scheme on this. Like it won't take too much tweaking, I don't think.
Again, like I don't have any memory, so like it could be anything. It won't matter. So I remember there was in one of them you had to rotate the analog sticks quite a bit, and I kept getting the skin of my palm ripped off.
That sounds about right.
Yep. Who'd you play as?
The demo had about 10 characters unlocked. I put on my team because you get to pick 3 on your team.
Yep.
Future
Trunks?
I believe I got beat to Future Trunks by Reese. So
because he's the best character. So
yeah, she picked him first. So I picked Vegeta, Goku, and Piccolo.
All right.
She had who did she have? She had Future Trunks, I think Vegeta.
Wait, so if you could have 2 Vegetas, have 2 Future Trunkses.
I was just like, no, let's not have the same roster.
Okay.
And I believe she had Android 17, I think. Or 16.
Not the girl?
That's what I meant, 16, the girl. 17's the dude,
18
isn't it?
is the girl.
18's the girl? Oh, no, 16. 16's the big bruiser.
The big
right.
guy.
17's the dude and 18's the girl. So it was 18.
Yeah. That's cool. I don't know. Talk about the game. What was the best part?
That game just feels really fun to play. Honestly, there's a lot of like little fan servicey things, like 18 calls, 17 in for assists to a help attack.
I think I've seen that on the internet. Yeah.
Yeah, you can aim like your Kamehamehas and stuff like that, so like you're not stuck just firing it straight forward. Like she would be flying in midair, and I just shoot one straight up and hit her, or like at an angle.
While it's
I don't know.
blasted?
It like I think it only blasts for a couple seconds, but like I was aiming diagonally up and I hit her.
Okay.
You can hold all your supers to charge them for more damage, but obviously then you're wide open the whole time. There's like teleport counters. You can call in assists. You can have everyone like use all their supers at once. You can use a super, call in someone else to use their super, so you tag out by doing an attack. Like it's very Marvel vs. Capcom.
You wouldn't have been able to do this, but I'm pretty sure online it's going to have like 3v3 where each person gets one character.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Which sounds super cool.
That sounds really cool, and also like really, oh my god, like
you're gonna have to get two buddies, and it's like, well, my main is Goku, and like my main's Vegeta. It's like good, and we got to work together. You know what I mean?
God,
like that sounds like it could be really cool.
How would that even work? Oh, that would be badass.
Wouldn't it? Oh, just it's like as soon as you do like a tag out, now your friend is fighting, and you're just watching them fight.
Like there's a lot of cool things too. Like when you kill someone with a super, it shows like the planet exploding, and then you come back. Yeah, it pans back, and like the area you're in is destroyed, and the next person's tagged in. It just feels good. There's no other way to describe it. It has like real good feel for Dragon Ball and for like a fighting game.
I haven't heard, but is there any kind of like story mode or single player besides like an arcade?
I don't know. I know it's in open beta or closed beta rather right now.
Someone in the chat just said the beta is going to be 2 days before the Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite one. I don't know when that is.
I forget if it's September or October.
I didn't sign up. I remember I saw when signups went live, but I was like, I'm going to play this for sure. I don't need to jump in like as soon as possible.
Oh, it's like super soon. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite comes out on the 19th, so that would be the weekend before that. So I believe the beta starts either the 15th or 16th of September.
The person in the chat would make me think that 17th if it's 2 days, but
I think Sunday's the last day of it or something like that.
Okay. Someone in the chat also thinks there might be a story mode related to the androids. So maybe there is a story mode. I would hope so. Because all the Budokai ones had story modes. So
yeah.
Most of the time it was just, here's Dragon Ball Z again. But that was fine. I was happy with that. Anything else about Dragon Ball FighterZ?
I don't know what the release date is for the game. I don't even know if they've even said one. I think it's next year.
I think they said next year, yeah. Which is fine. There is literally too many games right now. Like, I am going insane.
February 2018. Okay, so yeah, it's a ways away.
I just bought another one before we started because
what did you buy?
Nier was on sale, and I was like, all right, $35, that's great, and I hate money. And I already have like a ridiculous backlog. But I really want to play Nier.
I can't say anything because I totally was late because I was at a game store buying stuff.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I traded in a super rare game I've been looking for years. Finally was available to me, so I grabbed it.
You traded in stuff to get it, you said?
Yeah, because it was it was super expensive.
Okay, so this is at EB Games?
No, it's at Video Game Trader.
Oh, I didn't know you. It's in the title, but I didn't know you could trade games in.
Yeah.
Still haven't been there, but okay. Do you want to say what the game is?
Yeah, I got Snatcher for the Sega CD. Hideo Kojima's game before Metal Gear.
Yeah, I have a Japanese version of it.
Yeah, I have it in English now.
Okay, yours was crazy expensive because the Japanese one was not.
Yes, because it's in Japanese.
That's true. I haven't played much of it, but I think it couldn't have been more than like $20 when I picked it up.
It was $700.
What? You bought a $700 game a second ago?
I didn't buy it. I traded in for it. And
How many games do you have to trade in?
2.
So what? What did you trade in? Like
I had 2 very expensive games to trade in.
Okay. What were they?
Chippendale Rescue Rangers 2 and Bonk's Adventure for the NES.
And they gave you $700 for those.
Yep. It was technically worth more, but he was just like, yeah, fuck it.
You're saying Snatcher was worth more?
No, technically, the ones I traded in were worth more, but like I didn't want to argue with him because he was willing to throw me a deal and put it aside for me.
Okay.
Because I was gone. It was available while I was still in Seattle, and he was like, "No, I'll keep it for you, dude." So,
Cool.
and
Cool.
I picked up a couple other games
So you
too.
got like the friend tax kind of.
Basically,
Thanks
like
for doing me a solid tax.
I run tournaments for them, so I was like, I knew they'd throw me a solid, so that's why I don't usually complain about trade value.
Right. Um. Why? Okay. To me, that seems stupid. Why is that not stupid? Why?
What?
Why is that $700?
Because it's super rare.
Okay. Are you
That's
gonna play it?
Of course, yeah. I'm super excited for it. I've wanted a copy of this for years.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna play my Japanese copy in your face.
Yeah. Then you'll be like, I don't know this language well enough to enjoy this,
That's true.
and mine will be voice acted in English. So
Hey man, we did a whole Sega Saturn Japanese
that is
live
true.
stream. We did 3 of them, so, and I enjoyed them.
yeah, I
What
believe.
else?
I think
go
the
ahead.
Japanese game like was on 4 different systems, and the English one was just on the Sega CD.
I honestly didn't even know about the game until I was in Japan, and a buddy of mine just texted me like, "Hey, you should pick up Snatcher," and I was like, "I don't know what that is, but okay." And then I found it for $20. So,
Nice.
what else did you play at PAX?
Dissidia, the new Dissidia that's coming out. We actually played some 3-on-3 matches, like where each character was controlled by a human. Sorry, Bagel's being weird. I'm watching him for a
Oh,
second.
kind of like what I was just saying for
With Dragon Ball. Yeah, but it was for
Okay.
Dissidia. I forgot how complicated Dissidia is.
I don't think I've ever played Dissidia.
It's a very weird game. Like you have 2 different types of attacks. You can do like physical like damage attacks that take away health from people, but you also need to do attacks to build up that. I think they're called brave attacks and HP attacks. So
Is this Final Fantasy related?
Yes. Sorry, it's Dissidia Final Fantasy.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. So the
Did
demo.
you play as Cloud?
No, I played as Bartz from Final Fantasy V because I just finished the Final Fantasy V playthrough on stream.
Okay.
Yeah, so me, Reese, and just a guy who was hanging out there, we each played against 3 other humans. I was Bartz from 5. Reese was Yishtola from 14, who's
Sure.
a white mage, and the other guy played as
Does the white mage fight?
Yeah, magic. I believe she's a white and black mage basically in that game.
Isn't that a Red Mage?
Basically, well, no stabbing. She has a stick for a weapon, so.
Okay.
And the third guy played as Cecil from 4, and we were taking on a Cloud, I think a Lightning, and I don't remember who, and I think a Zidane. So they only had the good guys playable in that version, but I believe in the actual complete version, like all the bad guys or like a bad guy from each game will also be in there, like in the old ones.
Oh man, you think Sephiroth will be in it?
No.
Yeah, exactly right. Man. Was it good?
Yeah, it was fun. It was confusing and weird, but fun. At one point, we just stopped moving, and then we apparently summoned Bahamut and destroyed the other team. And I don't
Is
even
this
know.
3 people at the same time, or is it like 1-on-1 like the Dragon Ball one is supposed to be?
3v3, so everyone's running around free control.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
So is it like Power Stone?
Not really, because Power Stone has all like these objects you can use as items, and really the only thing that came up for us was like the Summon Stone.
Okay, all right. So it's like Power Stone, but they're taking like Smash Bros. Rules and being like no items. But there's also a Smash Ball.
Maybe, but like there's rules to it too. Like you have to build up bravery points to actually do damage.
Right. Yeah.
And if you run out of bravery points, you take like extra damage and stuff like that. It's like a whole like meta system to it. I don't know Dissidia well enough to actually like be able to nail out exactly what to do, but it was interesting. I liked playing it.
Okay. Cool. Anything else? Keep going,
also,
PAX.
we got like a gil. They gave us actual gil, like a little printed coin that said 1 gil on it. So now we have money
Okay.
if we ever land in a Final Fantasy in real life. Other than that, we didn't really play much. Like we walked around and saw a bunch of stuff. I'd already played Super Mario Odyssey and Samus Returns in San Jose, so I didn't bother playing it there.
Okay. How are
Uh,
those?
they were really good.
Both of them are?
Odyssey felt a little weird to control at times, and I'm not sure why. Like the controls felt precise, and also, but like Mario's acceleration felt a little weird. I don't know how to describe it.
Okay.
Like I'm sure it'll be fine in the actual game when it's released, and like maybe it just felt weird for a second, but it also might have been because they had the Switch controllers, the Joy-Cons separate, and that's
Oh
totally
yeah,
not how
right.
I would play that game.
I don't think I would play any game like that.
No,
Well, I mean, actually, I used the Wii like that, so I guess I do play games like that.
I guess. But yeah, no, like I wouldn't play Odyssey like that. I would play connected to the system or with the Pro controller.
Yeah.
But that felt good. It was really cool playing an open world Mario game where you kind of just wander around and do missions, and like you can just find like the items everywhere. Like I found a moon in a store. I just had to buy it with coins I found.
What does a moon get you?
A moon is the star equivalent in this game.
Oh, okay. All right. That's kind of like in Sunshine when you had to buy stars with the blue coins.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And I hear Samus Returns is pretty good. I'm hearing good things.
I liked it. What I played. There was like a 7-minute time demo. We're near the beginning of the game. Controls felt really fluid. The physical counter felt a little overpowered at times, but I feel like maybe they'll balance that out later. Like
The
certain.
physical counter?
Okay, so you have a melee counter in the game. So if something
Oh,
dashes.
you mean you're like okay. I thought it was like a timer counter.
No,
You
no,
mean
no,
like
no. Like a counterattack.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, like certain enemies would like if they would try to physically attack you, and then you could just counter them and do more damage. So far, what I had played, they seem to balance it out by having certain enemies just move really fast, so you had to be real strict on your timing. But you could just fight them normally anyways with your gun.
And I'm sure like further into the game you'll get like more enemies that are just like, "Nah, son. Look at this." And then like slap you.
I don't know. I think it's nice to actually have a good version of Metroid 2. Although I do wonder if AM2R, like people are going to compare this to AM2R like very strictly because that's what AM2R was. It's a remake of Metroid 2, just like this is. But honestly, what I played controlled pretty good. They had items everywhere. They had maps. You were still fighting the Metroids. It felt fun. If you like Metroid at all, buy it. Honestly,
Are you saying the original Metroid 2 is not good? Like on the Game Boy?
nowadays, no.
Okay. Because I mean,
Now,
I've played that one and I
yeah.
didn't like it, and I thought it was just because I was bad at it.
I feel like at the time it was a great Metroid game. Now, but it's aged poorly, especially compared to say Super Metroid, Metroid Fusion,
Okay.
like all the ones where they introduced a map. There's really cool ideas in Metroid 2, but I think without a map, it just becomes a bit of a headache. And like without tighter controls, and I feel like that's what AM2R and Samus Returns both did.
Okay. So looking forward to it though.
Yep, and that's out.
Why is this thing not on the Switch?
Because something still has to come out on the 3DS.
No, it doesn't. I don't want to use my 3DS anymore.
Too bad. There's still a bunch of games
Like,
coming out for 3DS.
When I think of that game, I'm just like, I'm gonna have to use my 3DS. Like I don't want to. It's so small.
There's also a bigger install base on the 3DS. That's why. Here's the logic.
They should have done both.
No. Here's the thing, and this is the logic of what Nintendo's doing. I guarantee you. There's a bigger install base on the 3DS compared to the Switch.
Sure, of course.
If it sells well on the 3DS, they'll make another one for Switch. That's what they're going to do.
Oh, great.
Because look, and the Switch is already getting Metroid Prime 4.
That's fine. Why not put both their new games on the Switch?
Because they want to sell enough, and they don't think it's going to sell well enough, which is why they're putting it on the 3DS.
Yeah, I just don't want to use my 3DS anymore.
I believe some developers have straight up said, "Hey, if you want more 2D Metroid, you should actually buy this. If this sells well, there will be more."
Right. I mean that just makes sense, obviously. But wouldn't you prefer it on the Switch?
I don't care right now.
Switch is so much nicer.
I mean, the Switch is a nice system, yes. But like I still use my 3DS, so.
Okay. Is there anything even coming out after this for the 3DS?
I thought there were still a couple things on the list. I know Cult Step Saga hasn't hit over here yet. I thought we were getting a new No, actually, I think all the Dragon Quests are out. No, there's Dragon Quest 11 for 3DS isn't out yet, I don't think.
Wait, is that new Pokemon coming to 3DS?
Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon is also 3DS, yep.
Okay. Cool.
Etrian Odyssey 5.
People are saying
Yeah, there's a couple games.
Radiant Historia, yeah.
Wait, what Kirby game's coming to 3DS? I thought the next Kirby game was Switch.
I don't know, but I remember when they were announcing Kirby stuff, they announced like 4 Kirby games at once. So I wouldn't be surprised if one of them wasn't on the Switch.
That's fair.
All right. What else have you been playing? I know you mentioned the Ubisoft thing. Actually, before we do that, anything else at PAX? PAX done?
Besides like challenge stuff and tournament stuff, that was about it.
Okay. Did you win the Omegathon?
Never got in. I would love to get into the Omegathon someday.
Okay. All right. So you mentioned you were doing Ubisoft stuff. What's up with that?
I did a preview stream, 2 preview streams actually, of Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
So they sent that to you?
Yep, that game's real good.
Cool. Yeah, I've been playing that too. You're probably way further than I am.
No, I've only finished World 1.
Okay, yeah, that's exactly where I am.
Nice.
I'm surprised that you're not further.
Well, because I only did it on 2-hour streams, and then I was going to play it over the weekend while I was at PAX, and then I ended up just practicing for Nintendo World Championship instead.
Which ended up being a waste of time because you're done.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Stings a little bit when you put it that way, but you're totally right.
Right. So where I am is I finished World 1, and now I'm going back through it to do all the challenges.
Yep, that's exactly where I was. I ended after I finished the first challenge.
Okay, I'm on like the 8th challenge, and it's real hard.
Yeah, I saw. The first one alone, were labeled very easy, was surprisingly annoying.
Actually, I think I had a bit of trouble with the first one, but after that, I was like pretty smooth sailing. I think it was like the third one or another that is literally just like a puzzle. Like if you try and do it a different way, it's impossible, but it's like, oh, I see what I need to do, and then it's super easy. But the one I'm on right now is pretty difficult, I'll say. And I think it's labeled medium. I also understand World 2 like really ramps it up because that game is kind of easy in World 1. At least that's what I thought.
I don't know. I had a lot of people that were saying like, "Hey, you're doing way better than I expected," because I had a problem with X and Y in World 1.
Oh no, I got almost like all perfects in World 1. I thought World 1 was pretty good.
Yeah, I did get all perfects in World 1, but people were saying like, "Hey, this boss messed me up for a while. You figured out the gimmick to it pretty fast." Like you're
okay. Are you talking about Rabbid Kong?
Yeah.
I thought Rabbid Kong was super fun. What you had to do, like I just really enjoyed that battle. That was just a great time.
No, I liked it. Like, I didn't figure out. I had the trick to fighting him spoiled for me a little bit, I guess. I didn't realize you could just use the little carts to trigger the switch until after I'd already triggered the first one.
Like the one that Luigi uses?
Yeah.
I didn't know that either. I just ran up there and I was still fine.
Yeah, no, but like you can just send them up there and they'll trigger the switch and then you won't get hit by his grab.
Okay, yeah. No, I got hit by the grab, but I still managed to survive with everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a pretty fun game. The music is outstanding.
Yep, that's Grant Kirkhope.
Yeah, like honestly, I'm just getting Viva Pinata flashbacks.
That's why, because it's Grant Kirkhope.
Yeah, and it is so good. Like it's so good, and some of them is just like, oh, this is the Mario theme, like remixed to be like with Viva Pinata. Like, I am super digging that soundtrack. I love all the weapons are pretty fun. I love getting new weapons, that's for sure. What I don't like is it almost seems like cover is somewhat useless because the characters can run so far and then tackle you and then run away again or something. Like it almost seems like why'd I even get in cover?
Oh, I get what you mean. Okay,
like,
yeah.
It's not like the fact that the characters can run so far makes the cover like almost trivial in some cases.
Well,
unless the enemies are really far away, obviously.
That's why you got to take advantage of like team throws so you can like get out of their range.
Right. But you know, just often like a lot of the great cover or like the tall ones, I'm gonna end up being somewhat near an enemy or whatever, and because you get like all the movement back after you like slide tackle someone, that's just kind of annoying. It's a small gripe.
I'm surprised at how generous they are with the movement. I thought for sure if you tackled something, like, you would lose some range, but getting it back, like, was surprising. Like, it feels really free because of it, though. I like that you can, like, for example, as Mario, like, tackle on someone and then leap off of a partner onto an enemy and then fly back into cover and take a shot. I love the freedom of movement it gives you.
Yeah, I mean, no, and like Luigi can like tackle multiple people and then vampire them at the same time. Like, I'm definitely taking advantage of it too.
Hmm.
But it just seems weird how far you can move. When most tactics games, I am like inching my way across the battlefield. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I haven't used much of Rabid Peach.
Really? I actually replaced Rabbid Luigi and put Peach in my team.
That's what I did originally,
Hmm.
but then I was like, Rabid Luigi has like a ton of explosive, like his bazooka, which I
Mhm.
really enjoy. And also his like vampire slide tackle is super helpful as well.
I've
So
been,
that's
I've
why
been, keep, I've been keeping Peach in my party because she can heal the entire party.
it seems things are getting harder, so it seems like I'm gonna have to bring her back so she can start healing. Because at the moment I'm playing without healing, so. But yeah, it's weird. It's a weird game. This game shouldn't exist.
This
This
game
is a
shouldn't
weird.
be as good as it is.
It has no right to be this good. It's an abomination. But it is definitely hitting like above its class.
Yeah.
It is how I'll put it, and I'm having a really good time with it. That's for sure. And again, I think the best part is the music. That's probably my favorite part about that game. Have you been playing anything else?
Besides Mario Kart 7 time trials, no.
Okay. Then let's move on to what I've been playing.
All
Been playing a
right.
few other things. I'll talk a little bit about the new Life is Strange game that came out last week.
Oh yeah, Before the Storm.
Yeah, this is the prequel. It's 3 episodes long, and it focuses on Chloe, well, one of the characters from Life is Strange, as well as Rachel, who was the girl that was missing in Life is Strange. Sorry. And I'm enjoying it. You have to you have to have an interest in these characters. There's not much of a reason to play it if you don't like the characters because the story isn't focused on much. Like there's unless the actual antagonist is literally teen angst. We don't know who the antagonist is really. They don't focus on on a major plot. Like I don't know where this thing's gonna go. So it's all about the character relationships and how these two are dealing with each other and the things going on in their lives. So if you like teen dramas and you liked Chloe, you'll like this. So I'm having a good time with it. It's pretty fun, and like my girlfriend's way into Life is Strange, so that's always a nice thing to play through it with her. Also, the lack of a superpower is definitely evident. It almost feels like this thing is missing something. So like really, you need to enjoy these characters, and you need to like get an interest in their relationship to get anything out of it. I found it engaging, so I don't think it's a hard thing to do. But I'm just saying, like, it definitely kind of feels like a little bit of a step back from Life is Strange. I will say, however, the tech has definitely improved. It looks a lot nicer. There's not as much texture pop in, and the facial animations are way better than Life is Strange, so that's great, considering this is a game entirely about like these characters' emotions. And there's a part in this first episode where you get to basically play Dungeons and Dragons, and that was absolutely delightful and probably the best part of the episode. So I'll just say, if you're playing it, it's right when you get to the school. Hang out on the lawn and find the kids that are playing Dungeons and Dragons, because I'm sure you can miss it, but it's really fun. Oh, and we were gonna. Someone wrote in a couple weeks ago saying, "Hey, when we talk about a game, can we say the name of it after we start talking about it, so they don't have to rewind?" And I totally forgot to mention that to you earlier on. But this is Life is Strange Before the Storm. And the last game I've been playing is Forza Horizon 3.
Okay.
Because I picked up the Hot Wheels DLC.
That would be why it said when I set up the stream, like streaming Hot Wheels.
Yeah, so actually, side topic before I get into Hot Wheels, I finally got streaming to work. I had talked about this a bit with Paul one or two episodes ago. I can't quite remember what it was. But I was having trouble with the Elgato's, I don't know, like the software that comes with it. Like either I couldn't get the game audio or I couldn't get my audio to work at one time. For whatever reason, it just worked, even though I had it set to PlayStation 4 with my Xbox hooked up, and everything just worked nicely. The one issue I had, and I talked about this on stream, maybe you have a suggestion, is how to watch the chat, because the way I don't have a second monitor, so when I switch to playing the Xbox, I can't see the computer anymore, right?
Okay.
So what I've been doing is just having like an iPad set up, but that goes dark after like 3 minutes.
Can't you turn off that feature?
I could, but is that my only option?
I mean, like, are you like you're playing off the TV screen? I assume.
Well, my computer monitor is a TV. Yes.
Oh, that's what you do. Okay. Honestly,
like I'm switching the input.
Honest to God, like your only options really are have a second monitor or something like that, or play like have an iPad or something. Like my TV that I play my stream games on is right next to my laptop screen, so I can see at one glance the game and the chat.
Right. So you are doing two monitors. It seems like you need to have two monitors.
Basically.
In some way, like you need to I shouldn't say two monitors. You need to have two screens. So, I guess we'll have to just turn that feature off so it constantly stays on. That's just going to be a total like battery suck, which kind of sucks. But I mean, what can I do? I do have a laptop here that is absolute garbage, and it is big too, and I'd rather not use it if I don't have to. So, but yeah, so I got that going, and I was playing a bunch of the Hot Wheels DLC. The Hot Wheels DLC is awesome, and it reminds me a lot of Big Surf Island from Burnout Paradise, because they set it up as just this weird island with tons of crazy jumps and stuff off the coast of where you played the original game, which exactly is what Big Surf Island was. It's got like the big bright orange tracks, and when they first introduced it to you, you're just driving along the tracks, and they're still like laying down some of them, which is cool. Like they're helicoptering in the road as you're going.
That's really neat.
Yeah, it's just for little pieces of the section, and when you're playing the actual game, they don't do that, which is kind of a bummer, but it's just like, here's a cool intro, and they're like putting stuff down. It's cool like driving sideways on these tracks and seeing like the ocean below you, and everything looks awesome because of how like realistic it is with these weird Hot Wheels orange tracks on there. There's T-Rexes in it, animatronic T-Rexes that will like roar at you as you drive by, which I don't really understand why, but I guess if I do think back to like Hot Wheels commercials, there was some that had dinosaurs, like there was dino themed stuff. So maybe
I think that's
it's either that, or maybe kids just like dinosaurs and that also like Hot Wheels. Like maybe that Venn diagram is almost one circle. I don't know, but there is a little like foresty area on the island that has an animatronic dinosaur that if you drive past it, it'll roar at you, which is kind of cool. Maybe it's just there because it's kind of cool, because it is cool. It even has, you know how they would make Hot Wheels cars go faster on the tracks? It was like they would have like motors on both sides that were like spinning. They have that exact thing.
Really? That rules.
Yeah, so they just have these big motors that are on the side, and you're not touching the sides of the track because the track is like, 4 cars wide or whatever. They have just like boost things underneath it, but they still have the things spinning on the side as well. Like they just recreated that and then put some on the floor too, which is what you drive over. And then when you do it, like the whole screen is like blurring because you're going so fast. You're doing jumps through like flaming rings. There's even half pipes that you drive through, which are really cool too. Tons of loop-de-loops. Like it's weird that there hasn't been like a hot collab with Hot Wheels and these racing games, because it fits so perfectly. And yeah, like it is just an absolute ton of fun. So if anyone was playing Forza Horizon 3, I would highly recommend the Hot Wheels pack. There's even a pretty funny joke. At one point, one of the announcers is like, when we were setting it up, we asked the Hot Wheels people, like, how do they keep these tracks like suspended so well? Like, how does this work? And they just asked us, how do we do the rewind time feature? Do you have any idea what they're talking about? That was a pretty funny joke, I thought. Anyways, that's all I've been playing. Let's go on to the short little bit of news I found.
All right.
First one, this is from this morning, hot coming in. Rockstar announced that LA Noire is coming to the Switch, the PS4, the Xbox One, and VR.
VR is the only one that really surprises me, and Switch a little.
And Switch. Switch has got to surprise you. Like, when was the last time a Rockstar game was on a Nintendo platform?
Chinatown Wars.
On the original DS.
Yeah.
Yep, that was a long time ago. And it was also just Chinatown Wars. LA Noire is great. So, I mean, I'm not going to play it again, but that's cool. It looks like the one coming to VR is actually called LA Noire, the VR Case Files. It's for the HTC Vive. Delivers 7 of the original engrossing self-contained cases from LA Noire, rebuilt specifically for virtual reality, blending breathtaking action with true detective work to deliver an unprecedented interactive experience. I'm assuming that's a bit less than the rest of the game. I can't remember how many case files were in Noire.
I'd imagine way more than 7.
Well, if I'm remembering correctly, the case files... Like, did you play it?
No.
I remember the case files actually being, like, pretty long, so 7 actually could be quite a bit of content. But it's been like years since I played LA Noire, so I don't remember exactly. Apparently, the Switch version comes with all sorts of gimmicks like a Joy-Con mode and touchscreen controls.
Yeah.
That sounds awful. Okay, I'm just going to read this part. LA Noire for the Nintendo Switch features the complete original game and all additional downloadable content with specific enhancements, including a Joy-Con mode with gyroscopic, gesture-based controls, HD rumble, and new wide and over-the-shoulder camera angles, plus contextual touchscreen controls for portable detective work. That sounds terrible. I bet the Switch thing sucks.
Oh, I'm sure that's only for portable mode at least, and I'm sure you can turn that shit off.
I guess it would have to be only for portable mode. That's weird. And then obviously the PS4 and Xbox One versions just look great. They're just getting updated, obviously.
Yeah. Just a heads up. I don't know if you saw this in the article. The Switch version is going to cost $10 more.
I didn't see that. Is that true?
I believe so. Let me see if I can actually find the source on that. But it'll be $10 more because the memory cards you need to use for the Switch, like the cards themselves, are fairly expensive. LA Noire price $10 higher on Switch as compared to PS4, Xbox One.
Wait, why is it? What about the memory cards? Because you need to buy memory cards? Is that what you're saying?
No, the cards, like the cards that the physical Switch games come on, they cost more than it does to put it just on a Blu-ray.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, that's dumb.
Yeah, it's gonna be $50 US on Switch, at least when it comes to physical. This is $10.
Okay.
Yeah, this is $10 more than the PS4, Xbox One physical versions. Honestly, don't know why, but the $10 hike doesn't bother me too much. Can I give you a good reason for why? I guess my interest in the game is high. No, that's never mind.
November 14th. Games on the Switch costing more is stupid. But what's not stupid is if you buy Destiny 2 at Target next week, you get a free box of Pop-Tarts.
What?
I just thought this was a hot deal I wanted to get out. Public service announcement. It's in their flyer. If you buy Destiny 2 next week, you get some Destiny branded Pop-Tarts. This is at Target. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Dude, I didn't realize this. Why the fuck is there a collector's edition for Destiny 2 that's $300?
I don't know. I don't buy collector's editions. Maybe you get a statue.
You get a backpack.
All right. Is it a cool backpack?
I guess. I don't know. I didn't see the picture. It's like you get
I don't
a chest.
think I've ever spent anywhere near $300 on a backpack, but I'm sure you can do that.
It's like a chest, a backpack, some schematics, a season pass for the game, and a bunch of other stuff. But the box is like the size of a PS4 box. It's like huge.
Wait, the PS4 box wasn't that big.
All right, well, Xbox One then. I don't know. It's a big box is my fucking point.
Okay. I mean, most collector's editions come in a big box. I don't know. What do you want me to say? Collector's editions, man. Someone's going to buy it. Actually, I didn't mention this in what I've been playing. I did play the first mission of Destiny 2, and that game is real pretty, but I haven't played enough of it to really talk about that game. So I'll talk about that next week. This was kind of a puzzler. Some information came out on South Park, the Fractured But Whole. To change the difficulty, or when you're picking your difficulty, the harder you pick, the darker your skin tone becomes.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the game, characters will just be meaner to you, and they'll pay you less. Which is a weird kind of like...
Social commentary?
Yeah. I mean, I guess that makes sense, but... That's weird. And you also don't get to choose. Like, if you want to play on the hardest difficulty, your skin's going to be the darkest it can possibly be. Which is... I don't know. What do you think?
Danny Enigma says, the game doesn't get any harder, just every other aspect of life. A quote from the game.
I mean, that makes sense, I guess, unfortunately. Apparently, you can choose to be like non-binary with your gender, which is cool. I don't know. Interesting. I guess good for them. That's good that they're thinking about that. I don't know. The Miiverse is being shut down, as we know, in November, I believe. November 7th. If you want to save your Miiverse posts, you can actually get a zip file sent to you.
What?
Yeah, all right. So once the service ends, an email will be sent to your Nintendo account. Oh, sorry, you have to do something before this. So you can request your post history, including your drawings and screenshots on the Miiverse site by clicking the Request Post History link. Your Nintendo account must be linked to your Nintendo Network ID you use to access Miiverse. Once the service ends, an email will be sent to your Nintendo account. Though the Nintendo support site points out it may take a few weeks, the email will have a URL that will let you download your post history as a zip file. Unzip the file, and you can have all your precious Miiverse postings preserved for all time. So if you don't want to lose all those dick pictures you drew, you can definitely do that. And there is people online that are actually trying to save the entirety of it. I believe one guy, I forget his name, I saw a post about it, is working on it for sure. But anyway, you gonna save your Miiverse posts?
Nah.
You sure?
I didn't post anything of value.
I don't think I did either. So last little thing I saw, Nintendo explained why Salmon Run in Splatoon 2 isn't always available.
Is it a good reason? Because I doubt it is.
No.
You're laughing, which means it's not.
It's not really. I'll give you like the TLDR on this. Actually, let me just read the whole thing. I got a lot of like Apple vibes out of this. Let's see how you feel. In Japan, everything is tailored. You're probably heard Shina Iagar's, sorry for messing that up, her TED Talk, in which she went to a restaurant in Japan and tried to order sugar in her green tea. The people at the cafe said, one does not put sugar in green tea, and then, we don't have sugar. But when she ordered coffee instead, it did come with sugar. In Japan, there's a sense of, we're making this thing for you, and this is how we think this thing is better enjoyed. That is why in Splatoon, the maps rotate every couple of hours, and the modes change. I bought this game, why can't I enjoy this game the way I want? That's not how we think here. Yes, you did buy the game, but we made this game. And we're pretty confident about how this game should be enjoyed. If you stick with us, and if you get past your initial resistance, you're going to have the time of your life with this game. You're really going to love it. So that's why you can't play Salmon Run whenever you want.
That's really stupid.
And like I said, it made me think of like Apple, because they're often like, we know what you want before you want it. Like we know the features you're going to want. We know how you're going to want to use them. And this is also why we don't let you customize our stuff, because we know better. You know what I mean? Anyway, there you go. That's
Not
it
a
for
fan.
news.
Not a fan.
Yeah, it's kind of bullshit. Like, what can you do? I actually still haven't even played Salmon Run, to be honest.
Salmon Run's really good. It's horde mode. It's just horde mode.
I hear it's real good. It might be like the best part of the game, but every time I have my Switch in my hands,
It's
I
not
just want to
available.
play Rabbids.
Oh, that too.
And there's also the point, like, I don't even want to turn it on and risk it not being on, because then I just wasted like 10 minutes.
Mm.
All right, questions time. John, do you remember where to send questions in?
TopDownPerspective@gmail.com, TDP Podcast on Twitter, Top Down Perspective on Facebook, through our Discord, or through my P.O. Box.
Great. I'll quickly mention we did get the episode names sent in for this week, but we're going to hold on to that till all three of us are here.
All right.
I'll read this first one from Cody. Sorry if Sean has explained this on the show before, but how does his team play Quidditch? And is catching the snitch still a broken mechanic? I'm assuming he means how is Quidditch played. You can probably just look that up. I'm not going to give you all the rules of Quidditch because there's a ton of them.
I think he's more so referring to how do you play it in real life.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is there's a lot of rules. I mean, just like look it up. You can find them online. There's chasers and beaters. You got to try and score. The snitch is not as broken because in the books and the movie, it's 150 points, whereas each goal is 10. In real life, the snitch is only 30 points. So there you go. And why don't you get this last one?
All right. From Krazoa, have any of you played any Pokemon games? If so, what are your favorite Pokemon? I've played most gens, actually, believe it or not. I skipped Gen 3, which was...
Ruby and Sapphire.
Thank you.
Arguably the worst gen, in my opinion.
I also skipped Gen 5, which was Black and White, although I do have Black and White 1 and 2.
But the sequels were also great.
Yeah, I guess I didn't... No, that's still Gen 3. I was going to say I didn't play Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Yeah, no, I like Pokemon, but just not enough to finally commit to it, I guess. I don't know. I get bored of it pretty soon. I feel like I had my time with it in Gen 1 and Gen 2, and I don't need to do it again. But I feel like that's also, like, as a result of just not wanting to play RPGs as much anymore.
I've played, like, every Pokemon, and I've played through all of them. I even play a lot of the lame sequels.
I find I have more fun with Pokemon spin-offs now more than anything.
Okay. I did like Pokemon Conquest. That's a weird thing that exists. What's your favorite Pokemon?
Hitmonlee.
Pikachu?
Yeah, it's Pikachu, clearly. It's Hitmonlee.
Hitmonlee. All right. Why is that?
I don't know why. I think it's probably because of Smash Bros.
Is he in Smash Bros?
In the first Smash Bros. 64, he's an insta-kill Pokemon.
Are you sure?
Yes, 100%. He for some reason screams Psyduck. He goes Psy-ya! Psy, and then he like flies out and he hits you with a flying kick.
Okay, that sounds a little more familiar. Okay. I like Espeon a lot.
Espeon's good. I kind of like Jolteon too, honestly, even though he's not really the best for play. I think he's high speed. That's about it.
I don't even know who's the best for play or whatever. I just think Espeon's cool.
I like Hawlucha as well, just because I like luchador wrestling, and I think that's kind of like a kick-ass bird.
Oh, right. That was recent, though, right?
Yeah, that's Gen 6, or is that Gen 7?
I don't know. Sun and Moon. Whatever.
Oh, then 7.
Okay. That's a cool one, too, for sure. Yeah.
Really? I thought X and Y was for Hawlucha. Never mind.
I could be wrong. I thought that was recent. I don't know though. Anyway, I'm sure someone in the chat is about to tell us any minute now. That's all the questions we got. So people, you got to start sending in more questions. And to do that, it's topdownperspective at gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, Facebook group, Discord, John's P.O. Box are all great. Someone said Hawlucha is Gen 6.
Okay. So that's excellent.
I was wrong. Yep. What's your game of the week?
Dragon Ball FighterZ.
All
Fuck
right.
yeah. I'm in. When that comes out, I'm in.
Mine was probably Forza Horizon 3, the Hot Wheels DLC.
Yo, random question, which I just remembered because I walked past it. When the hell is Cuphead coming out again? Is that this month or October?
That's this month. It's like the 19th or 22nd, whichever one of those is.
Okay.
Release date.
That was another problem I had at PAX. A lot of the games that were there were either already out in early access or were going to be out in like 3 weeks. So there was no point in getting in line for the demos.
I feel like the early access problem is just that's video games in 2017. So
still though, like it wasn't worth my time to get in so many lines because of it.
No, that makes sense. I mean, like, why play it when you can already? And
I mean,
definitely, like, if it's just like I remember when I would go to conventions, and it's or even when I still go, like when I go to GDC now, like I'll just won't play a game if I know I'm gonna pick it up because it's like I'll
yeah.
just play it later. Like I'm going to play this game, so
Yeah, like I
I'll just
walked
wait.
past like the Adult Swim booth and I saw that Battle Chef challenge game. I'm like, I'm already getting that. I don't need to worry.
People were like super talking about that game. Yeah,
That
that looks
game
cool.
looks real good.
Adult Swim, they're putting out some cool games.
Hmm.
That's for sure. All right, that does it for this week's episode. Uh, a quick thing. Sorry that last week's episode went up this morning. That's on me. The long weekend threw off my schedule. Thanks again to Paul for putting that up. But this one should be up tomorrow.
Sweet.
Hopefully, I don't get lazy. We'll be back next week, hopefully with Paul. Thanks everyone for tuning in. See
Bye,
ya.
everyone.